Iowa County. Today I am going to walk you through the Employee Access Program. I am first going to start out with showing you how to enroll if you are a new employee. Sharing my screen here. Here on the top of the page, you will see the website on where you need to go to get the enrollment process started. This walks you through if you are a new employee using an Iowa County email address. It shows you here what you would need to do, those steps to get enrolled. If you're using a personal email address, here are sections here on B of what you would need to do to get enrolled using your personal email address. At the bottom, there are two screenshots that you will see. If you see either of these messages, I've highlighted in yellow which item you should be clicking. Now we are set to navigate the new employee access site. Sharing the screen here. Once you are logged in, this is what you will see as your home page. On your home page here, you will see your latest paycheck. You can click in to view that information. You can click in and view your profile information. Any announcements will be caught on the first page. Any resources that you have available and any tax information will be right on the home page for you. Also, you will see your name and your address here as well. Under the manager access, you will not see that if you don't have any manager access items. So today, this video is going to focus on the employee access. You can see here there's arrows. These expand the tabs. So I'm just going to go ahead and close all of my tabs, even on my home page here. So under employee access, my information, you're going to see a profile tab. The profile tab has two horizontal items, my information. This will show you your information, your address, your email, your demographic information. It does have an edit button here. If you edit this, the only thing that you're able to edit is your preferred name. On the other topic tab of emergency contacts, again, you can see who your emergency contact is. You don't have the ability to change your emergency contact on this screen. Where you do make all of your changes for any information that you want to change on your profile or your emergency contact requests, you will go to My Information and you'll go to the second tab of Change Request. Here on the Change Requests, it will show you if you have anything in progress and anything that you've completed. To make an actual new change request, you're going to go to this blue button on the right-hand corner, Create New Action. When you create a new action, you have two types of actions that you can create. You can create a civil service validation, or you can include a change in other. The only time that you are going to do a civil service validation is when you are changing a direct deposit. All the other tab is going to go ahead and include a name change, a marital status change, a phone change, other, an email, address change, emergency contacts. For an example here, we are going to do an emergency contact change. So you simply just need to click on the emergency contacts. You need to put an effective date. So I'm going to go ahead and put 5/1 just for the example today. Test EM. And then I'm going to go ahead and put in my emergency contacts phone number. At the bottom, if you want to go ahead and create a new one, so you have two, you can go ahead and add an emergency contact. If you're good with just the one emergency contact, you can go ahead and submit that. Once you submit it, it will process and eventually give me a thumbs up here that in my emergency contact was submitted properly. You can go ahead and also view action status. It brings it now to that in progress. So I can see that I have that pending action that is submitted to the county to let the county know that you are changing an emergency contact or adding an emergency contact. The same thing would be applicable if we want to create another new action. So we're also going to do another, well, let's say that we have an address change, you would go through the same process here. That carries out everything in my information. So we're going to go to my pay. Under my pay, you have a pay and tax information tab. You will notice on the top, there is 3 horizontal aspects of tabs up here. The first one is overview. This shows you the overview of your most recent paycheck. It divides it into a colorful pie chart here of your take-home pay, your taxes, retirement, and benefits. On the right-hand side, you have the ability to change your paycheck date however you want to see it. I'm going to leave it on the most recent here for the information that's in our train cycle. You have the ability under each tab to click down and it will show you what is making up that $118.64. You can do that all the way down on your pay stub here. You also have the ability to view your paycheck. So here it brings up the pay stub for you, shows you your MTO availability right here. And this is something that you can print off if you need that information. Going down, you have the ability to see your direct deposit, your current job, any tax information, your W-4 and W-T4. If you are looking to change your direct deposit, you do that right here on the page with the edit button. Go ahead and click on that edit. It tells me right now that we don't have any direct deposits set up, so I can go ahead and add an account. With our new program system, you have the ability to add 2 bank accounts. So if you want to have one as your primary and one as your secondary, you can do that. I'm going to go ahead and add in a direct deposit. So I'm just going to go ahead and pick a bank account. I'm going to put my routing, my account number in there. I just entered my routing number, excuse me. Put my account number in there. I'm going to define if it's a checking or savings. And I'm going to go ahead and indicate that I want 95% of my check to go into this account. Once I do that, it's going to ask me to show documentation. We are requiring documentation in here just to make sure that a number wasn't transposed and we have the correct information. So you can upload a couple of different documents. You can upload a void check. You can upload something from your financial institution, or you can fill out the direct deposit form that Iowa County has and add that as your documentation. You can go ahead and save this. And it says that it's waiting for approval. So I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. And I'm going to close out of that. One thing that you will need to do for direct deposit is that you have to make 2 entries on your direct deposit. So we did the one. We had to go back up to my change request. So the change request, we're going to create a new action. And now, since it was direct deposit, we're going to go to that civil service validation. We're going to click direct deposit and we're going to put the effective date of that direct deposit. So again, I'm just going to go put May 1st of 2024. Again, I'm going to go ahead and upload that document that I uploaded earlier, and I'm going to go ahead and submit that. Once I submit that information, that is the second step in the process, and it will give me a thumbs up that my action has been submitted. I can go ahead and view that action as well. You are completely done now with changing your direct deposit. If you want to add a second one, you can go ahead and back and do the same process. So if you want that 5% to go into a different account, you can go ahead and make that change back in pay and tax information all the way back down to direct deposits. Once your direct deposit is approved or you're adding a second one, it will show up here. You can also edit your W-4 and W-T-4 by hitting this edit button. You're gonna go ahead and determine if you want to change your federal tax information or your state tax information. So we're gonna go ahead and do a federal. Here, you're gonna go ahead and make a change to what you're doing. So right now, I am gonna go ahead and claim a single status. I want to have the most taxes being taken out. So I'm gonna go ahead and make sure I read step 2 and define if I can check that box. If you're used to holding at like a 0 exemption, you can go ahead and hit this has multiple jobs. We can't change the line that says has multiple jobs. It's just defaulted like that in the system. I'm gonna go ahead and click that because I want to have the most taxes taken out. I am going to skip 3 because that is optional. And I'm also going to look at number 4, step number 4, because I want to hold an extra $10 from my paycheck. So if I want additional taxes withheld, I'm just going to go ahead and enter that here and I'm going to put $10. If you are being exempt or you want to be exempt from federal taxes, you would simply just check this box. So I'm going to go ahead and submit my federal taxes. You do have to provide a confirmation, and so you have to type your name just as it is stated on the bottom of this box. So I'm going to put test employee in all caps. I want to actually see the document that's going to be sent over. So I'm going to go ahead and check this box. Hit OK. This is showing me the example of what I just submitted for my new federal tax information. You can choose to print this off and hold it for your records. That's totally fine. I am not going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and just close it out. They did indicate that there was an error. That's just in the training program. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel this out. And I'm just going to show you how to do a state one now. So you can do state. I'm going to go ahead and claim Adam married. I don't want any exemptions. So I'm going to leave both of those 0 and I'm going to go ahead and submit that. I'm going to go ahead and type my name in again. This time I'm not going to check the box, but you can choose to do that. And it's submitted. When it submits, it's going to have a pending notice right here that your pending W-4 is in process. On the top, year-to-date pay, you can go ahead and break this down into multiple pie charts. Currently, it's on the take-home pay. You can do total pay, and you can also do deductions. And this will break the pie charts out into different categories based upon the view that you're looking at. And the last one is going to be compensation statements. At the end of 2024, it will have a 2024 view on here where you can go ahead and click on this. And this will show you all of your earnings, as well as what the county pays on your behalf for all of your benefits as well. Under my pay, still under my pay, we have a paycheck simulator. Under here, if you are going to be making changes to any deductions, or you want to add an extra benefit, or you want to change your taxes, you can go ahead and make that in this paycheck simulator, and this will give you a great idea of what your paychecks will change to. So it tells you right now what you're doing, what you're making, how much that equals, and then it also, if I wanted to change it, now it's going to be $90. It will calculate for me what my paycheck is going to be. You can compare them in regards to the changes that you're going to make. So that's pretty nice for everyone. That completes the My Pay. Under My Benefits, we're currently not using this aspect. Eventually, you'll be able to see your benefits that you're currently enrolled in. And then hopefully for the 2025 enrollment, we'll be able to use the enrollment center for employees to elect or decline their benefits for the year 2025. My careers, again, nothing utilized right now in my career. You will have the opportunity to see available training courses that are going to be offered to you. see which ones you're enrolled in, and also your history on training courses. My task. You will see here that I pull up my task and it shows that I have some pending tasks here. My task is utilized if your manager or administration wants to provide you with something that you should be aware of, and they want to acknowledge that you have received that information. They can put that under my task. All of your my task notifications will be sent to you via email. So you'll get an email to let you know that you have a task in the employee access sites. So simply to do a task in my employee access, you'll go to the My Tasks tab. You'll see that I have two tasks here. The first one is annual compensation. So I can see that it's in a pending action. I'm going to go to that action, open up that action, and it will show here that I have some documents that I need to read. So I'm going to go ahead and view those documents. This is going to tell me that I need to go and check at the end of the year what my annual compensation was. So it will show me my salary, it will show me my benefits, and it will show me what the county pays on my behalf. So I'm going to take a minute here. I'm going to go back and I'm going to review that information, making sure that I'm completing the task. So you would go back to my pay and tax, compensation. We see the documents, see everything that we're supposed to be doing based upon that task. We go back to my task, again, go to that action, and now we can acknowledge that we've completed that task. And then you're going to hit the blue acknowledge button. You will see under annual compensation that task has disappeared. That means that you have completed that task. To see that you actually completed that task, you can go to show completed, and it will show here that you completed this task. Moving on to the second task that is assigned today is under employee access training. Again, in my task tab, it will show you that I have a pending action. Again, I'm going to go to that action. You can see in this one that there is no documents to review. It's simply saying that if I attended the employee access training, I can acknowledge that I have attended the training, and I can go ahead and complete this task. Again, the task disappears, so we've completed it. To verify that, you can go to show completed, and it shows that that task is completed. That completes the My Task tab. The last thing that we're going to go through is my expense reports. This is going to be the area of your employee access where you will submit all of your expense claims, whether that's for mileage, that's for supplies, that's for a meal that you incurred on a training day. All of that will be captured in my expense report. When we open the My Expense Report, it will show you all of your claims that you have. There's many different statuses that an employee's claim can be in. So if I started one and I saved it, that's going to show up as saved towards the bottom. If I submitted an expense report and that's now waiting for my supervisor, it will go to this pending status. Once my supervisor has approved that and it has been sent to payroll, it will be in this approved status on top. And the last one that you can see is going to be this parking claim. That's once it's been reimbursed on my paycheck, it will show that it's been reimbursed. So now I know that I've received that expense reimbursement back to me. To complete a new claim, you're going to go to the top, add claim. It's going to set up a template for you. So you open up the template, you define which template you want. So boot reimbursement, a general expense, a meal out of state, meal overnight, a meal overnight stay, and then no stay, and then a mileage, parking, and uniforms for the sheriff's office. So today I'm going to do two expenses for you. The first one that I'm going to do is a mileage expense. When you get to the expense claim, you'll ask the title of that, and so you can go ahead and put mileage expense. You do need to click your department. The departments are categorized here based upon your department number. So I'm going to use employee relations. That is number 55. So that's going to probably be halfway down in the list. go ahead and click on my department. I need to put a start date in here, so the day that I'm going to claim for mileage is going to be May 1st, the same date as the ending date for me. I'm gonna go ahead and put in a city. So I traveled to Madison for a training. I need to put a 2-digit state, so WI, US. Mileage for a training. And then I'm gonna go ahead and hit the next button. If I did have an error there, it's going to bring up an error. That just means that you forgot to fill in an area. Here, I'm gonna go ahead and add my unit expense. So again, drop down the box here and it's gonna show that you have a mileage reimbursement. You're gonna go ahead and put back in the date that you had that mileage reimbursement. You can see here that the cost of our mileage is already defaulted into the mileage reimbursement template. So you simply just need to put in the number of miles that you drove. So I drove there and back on 90 miles, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and click next. Here for mileage, I don't need any attachments, so I don't need to put anything here. And then the final screen is just verifying, it's a summary of the expense that I'm making a claim for. So I just make sure that I review everything. If it's all good to go, you can go ahead and hit the submit button. Now you can see here that on the very bottom, I have a pending claim for my mileage expense that I just submitted. I'm going to go ahead and do one more. I'm going to go ahead and do just a general expense reimbursement. I'm going to go ahead and do office supplies. And I bought paper, so I want to make sure I put down here paper. And then again, I have to put in my department. Fill in all the information I need. I can go ahead and hit next. I'm going to add in my unit expense, a general expense, purchase it on 5/2. I bought 10 pieces of paper for $1 each. So in this aspect, I do need to go ahead and put the cost per unit in because the system doesn't know what my expense cost was here. I'm gonna go ahead and click next. Here you will have to upload an attached document. So I can scan my receipt in, take a picture of it, whatever works best for you. Go ahead and select a file. I'm just gonna go ahead and select a direct deposit form. Gonna go ahead and submit that. It will show here that I have that submitted. Go ahead to the next. I'm gonna summarize everything, make sure everything is correct here. And then I'm gonna submit it. Go to the way bottom, you can see that I have that office supplies. I do want to show you on the meals. So we had no overnight stay. I went to a training in Madison and I had a meal for that day. Had a lunch meal on training. The department we're gonna put in here. Putting in the training date that I had that lunch. Here's where I need to put the start and end times. So if I had a 12 o'clock to a 12:30, that defines my lunch. Again, I was in Madison, Wisconsin. Go ahead and hit next. I need to add my unit expense. I'm going to define that it was a lunch. On 5/1, I had one lunch and my lunch was $10.50. Again, I need to show my receipt for this. So I'm gonna go ahead and put in a blank document that shows that my receipt is uploaded. In your case, it won't be a blank document. So it didn't like that document. So I'm gonna select a new file. And here's my lunch expense. It took my receipt. I'm gonna go to the next page, summarizing everything is correct. It truly was $10.50. My attachment of my receipt shows that $10.50. And I'm gonna go ahead and submit this. And that completes my expense reports. So just to summarize, a little piece of these tabs here, my information, you're gonna make any change requests here under my information. Under my pay, you're going to be able to see your information. You can change your direct deposit, change your W-4 information. My task, these will be assigned to you by an individual and they'll be sent to you via email, letting you know that you have a task to complete. And my expenses, where you're going to upload and report your expenses that you want back for reimbursements. If you have any questions regarding the Employee Access Program, feel free to reach out to the Finance Department or to myself, and we will help you walk through this program if you need an additional assistance. Thank you.